Hey friends, how are you doing? I'm sitting here like, what day is it? Happy what? Happy day. You know what I mean? Like, happy whatever day it is. Um, it is Wednesday, actually. I just verified that. Um, how are you doing? Okay, we are 4 days into this month. We are sitting in Virgo season. We have Uranus, which has already stationed retrograde. Pluto is now, still retrograding, but back into Capricorn. So, oh, goodness gracious. You guys know how yes, I am in the midst of packing. And yes, I did stop to take a break to check in with my gang, with my soul tribe. Yeah, it's wild because it is a huge convergence. Spirit wants to say it like this. It's like this huge timelines are converging. I'm hearing all traffic lanes are merging now. So what was happening was, how do we say, the light, the energetics, the activations, the electricity, the magnetism, you know, the Sirius Stargate portal, the Leo season, was very activated. So hard to say what is fast, what is slow. Do you know what I'm saying? It may have felt fast, but I feel like now that we're in September, and again, we are continuing throughout the remainder of a leap year. So yes, like in our calendrical, very Gregorian trained minds, we feel that things are moving very fast. But actually, they're not. It's our perception. I hear it like this: miraculous integration. It actually happens in a quantum way, which is very, 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 very slowed down. And so, all of that to say, let me start shuffling. This was Ace of Wands came out in my own new moon work, right? I know, I'll take that any day. But I feel like as we do our final work, let me take out Star Codes Astro. As we do our final work, let me tell you, in a long time, Pluto is not going to come back to Capricorn. Over 100 some years, okay? Wow, 12th house introspection. That's your ending right there. That's Saturn closing out in Pisces timelines. Neptune closing out decades, century long timelines. Okay, your whole entire perception of a different understanding of yourself. Spirit says it like this: when I was channeling and doing a lot of my own personal work in my notebook and with cards, just different things, right? Excuse me. It's just funny. It makes me think this because we have 12th house. Look at this solar calm underneath. I love these cards, by the way. This feels very... wow, this card is giving a lot energetically. Let me slow it down. I love to give you... let me move this out of the way too. Look at these beautiful tea light candle holders. I know, you guys. There is snake skin in the candle holder, hawthorn berries, acorns, moss. I know. Isn't she pretty? I had a tea light. I was taking photos. These are for a special items debut event. If I don't, depending on if I have any left, I may put them on the website, you guys. But look, aren't they pretty? I don't have that tea light candle. Child, let me show you. Hold on. Spirit, say we're supposed to be channeling these messages. I know. Hold on. Oh, I don't know. I may have moved. Did I move my other tea lights? Here's one. But this is one that I didn't fully use. But anyway, you get the point, right? Beautiful little tea light candle holder. Love it so much. Let me move this out of the way, though, as pretty as it is. So pretty. It is resin, and I like to sprinkle a little bit of frankincense powder and with whatever else I'm like coloring or toning the resin with, Anyway, I really love this one. Turned out really nice. I hate that I don't have a good direct beam of sunlight here, but if you could see it sparkle, it's so pretty. Yeah, I'm going to get back to it, but I did want to, I ain't even light the candle yet. I have a reading to do that I need to take care of today, and I thought, you know, we got to get the candle in the picture. I thought that I would check in with my family, with my gang. Yeah, so the thing is that I love to, this is 12th house introspection. Now we're definitely going to have to read what she has written in her book, but 12th house introspection is very Pisces, is very Saturn and Pisces, Neptune and Pisces. But then what happens is when we go out beyond that veil, we find Pluto. Okay, when we go beyond the veil and we go beyond the veil of Saturn and Pisces and beyond Uranus retrograde in Taurus and even beyond Neptune retrograde and completing its work in Pisces, we find Pluto. The highest, you know, we are talking about high level dimensions. We are talking about the higher willpower, the higher power, you know, in and of yourself, but also in and of the entire cosmos. Spirit says it like this. I like to give you reference points. So without going through a long list of, maybe we should just do like a Pluto regressing video where we really chat about, okay, this has been the work of Pluto since like, Pluto was doing a journey that began in 2008 that prepared a lot of people to have these massive shifts between 2011 and 2012. It was this this preparatory work, this whole body of work that it was beginning like, everything is going to change in like 2 decades. And so we need to begin the work now. Spirit says it like this. We had to begin the work that early out of certain paths, certain soul contracts and agreements, certain karmic cycles. That way we could be closing them up. So you would be prepared to kind of come out of that spiritual court checkpoint. I don't know. I hear it like this. Remember how earlier in the year we were talking about Pluto coming back to Capricorn before it really officially sat all the way down and buckled its seatbelt into the era of Pluto and Aquarius? Child. Woo! We're just gonna, let's stay focused. Remember how we kept talking about it was going to feel like you got to like be sat down with your ancestors in a very specific way that you're not ever going to be able to do again in this lifetime. And maybe multiple after that. I don't know. It's going to be a long time before Pluto revisits with Capricorn again. It's a very, coming down from the higher mind, down into the body in a very unique way. It is happening right now and for the remainder of the year. So very important to kind of think of unfinished, I don't know. I feel Capricorn always, I think of the Devil card and I think of contracts. We were talking about closing out the contracts. It's like a big whoosh of energy that is coming down from the, so to speak, the higher power, with a lot of resolution. If you've closed out certain contracts in this cycle right now, as you're walking through the harvest season, and the remainder of the harvest season, and even to, maybe we would say like the death season, the end of the wheel of the year. It's like a transformation of structures of contracts, something like this, And then I also feel like this Pluto energy in Capricorn is coupling up in September here with that Uranus going retrograde. Uranus is still in Taurus. It's like we are completing a lot of long, multiple decade cycles, which are restructuring a lot of the contracts in our life. So it's almost like your sense of stability might want to wobble. I don't know, it can be like a feeling of anxiety, but there's something about the way that we kind of, what song am I hearing? I've got to break free. That's OG. That's Freddie right there. I've got to break free. I can't remember how the rest of the song goes now, but interesting. It's kind of like if you keep realigning yourself, Uranus and Taurus retrograde, right? Pluto and Capricorn retrograde, your ancestors are assuring you that everything you need to receive into your body, down through your soul star, because we're connecting with those high, the higher willpower, the higher power, so to speak, in Pluto, the, not only the Lord of Death in the underworld, but also when we say Lord of Death in that understanding of Pluto, that's really the highest tier, the highest level of transformation, the highest level of transmutation, right? So, having these energies come together, definitely in this first opening week of September, it feels like a huge rebirth. And your ancestors are kind of saying, don't worry about it. You're way more stable. But where you're stable at is within the self. I'm hearing all the way down, right? Because the light came in and it moved all the way down. Solar calm. We're talking about the light. What's underneath that? Dignified strength. Yeah. It's like a restabilization from the inside out, though. So I understand why we may feel, I'm hearing a little warbly, I'm hearing wavy, because the light waves are recalibrating us in our understanding of our perception of reality, of our gifts and powers, of how we want to walk forward and choose to live out our everyday life, what prosperity and abundant means to us. When you think of being abundant, and if you are strictly or only defining that within yourself in terms of, I don't know, Spirit is saying like monetary exchange, it's a grave misunderstanding. Because abundance is really, I am already so abundant. Like I'm a walking divine sovereign being. I'm light. I'm waveforms. I'm frequencies. I am creativity in and of itself. So abundance and prosperity already being what I am. What is Spirit saying? I'm being recalibrated, because now I can see more clearly what I choose to engage my energy with. Is it worth, I don't know, I'm hearing something. It's like, is it worth the exchange? And so Pluto retrograde in Capricorn is helping us complete contracts that may have felt, Capricorn is very what we are doing in the 3D, very Saturnian, very concrete, like, okay, but you agreed to build the house. Okay, but you agreed to climb that mountain. And so we kind of find ourselves, if we think of Pluto, Capricorn energy, Capricorn being Saturn energy, we can kind of get with saying, hey, you know what? I realized that I made some agreements, but a lot of those agreements and contracts are coming to completion now. Do you know what I'm saying? 12th house introspection. And what is it we kept saying about Saturn and Pisces throwing the baby out with the bathwater? You know what? A lot of things are being washed out and washed away. A lot of things. And it's kind of like, I'm ready for that refreshing understanding. And it's funny that that I was channeling with Spirit this way, because Uranus and Taurus is kind of a lot of, what do you trade? What do you exchange? Time is freedom. Your energetic abundance is your freedom. Your power to be creative and in the way that you live your life every single day, fresh and new, that's freedom. Okay, so what are you trading that for? Uranus stationary retrograde in Taurus might have us. Okay, we're saying reflection, introspection, 12th house. 12th house is endings, closings. So we're kind of saying, I'm really tired. Maybe I want to decide how I exchange my freedom. I want to do that in a different way, right? Excuse me. So this energy was already shifting for us before we kind of came into this, a couple days ago, this new moon in Virgo. It's kind of crazy though. I mentioned this in the new moon video, but just a reminder that we did have that 1111. I was reading where this numerologist was breaking down the numerology in the new moon chart, and it was wild. I can't even remember. If I can come back across that article, I'll try to share it. But it was wild. It was like 1111. 333. I don't know. She was pointing out all this different stuff, and it was just these divine marker points. I feel like this past new moon in Virgo was a huge renewal, but it's in a renewal of like, you're rebirthing yourself all the way down from the soul, all the way down to the root chakra and even into the earth star chakra, right? All the way down. All of this that we have circulated through our systems is now going to start walking out in our everyday life. Because Virgo is very like, what's your daily habit? Like, what's your health routine? What are you actually conscious of? How are you walking your talk out in the daily life? Right? And when we kind of get our, daily living in alignment, it's a very like, I don't know, it's a very like well-being. It's very Vesta. It's very Hygeia. It's very Virgo. I think sometimes it can feel like, again, I'm hearing the warbly, waffly. What is that? I think that's more of like an English, like a British term. We don't really use that here. I don't know. Where is that coming from? I think Spirit's just trying to show me. People kind of feel a little off balance, but that's just because you're getting realigned. Now Spirit is showing me like when a car is driving, how if it's the wheels have been off alignment, the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round. The wheel is turning. Now I'm seeing the wheel of fortune being brought back into alignment. Okay, that makes sense with divine inheritance. Anyway, Spirit, this is how a lot of messages are coming through very fast. But Spirit is showing me like a car and saying like, you get used to. You be like, oh man, have you ever done that? And you're like, shout out to my people that have been super, super poor back in the day. Thank goodness I'm so fortunate that I'm able to keep my car's wheels aligned now. But there were times, okay? And you're like driving a car and you don't even know how bad the alignment is. And you just get used to it because that's your normal. We're being realigned into a new normal. And then you know how you get into the car after you keep that shit aligned and you're like, oh my God, was I driving like that whole time? Yeah, it's a realignment. So at first it's going to be very different. And even sometimes I think, especially, when is it Mars is moving in Cancer? Hold on, I want to know now. I've got to break free. I don't think it's until like next week. I want to say, yeah, I think is it this weekend, next week? Anyway, it's like the 9th through the 10th, but I don't have it directly in front of me. Excuse me. But yeah, I think it could be interesting next week when we're preparing for Mars to shift into Cancer. Because it's kind of the upheaval of emotions that we need to feel. Waters that want to kind of come up and out. Family relational dynamics, things that are repressed or depressed that need to be discussed. Because now as we continue with the realignment and we approach, we continue to walk through the harvest season, we get closer to the end of the wheel of the year. It's like a culmination of all the things wrapping up. And then the realization behind that, the realization of the things that have fallen off your timeline, the realization of now that you've recalibrated some things. Yes, you require sacrifice because you hold on to the things that are not recalibrating keeps you down on that frequency. So if you're on a different timeline and you're noticing this and that and things have fallen away, it's really like, you kind of observe it with a different level of awareness. And then sometimes there's some grief connected with that. Wow, look at everything that I have harvested. And in Virgo season, I think this amazing thing is happening where not only this year, but last year and previous years, really since 2020, but definitely peaked this year. We have integrated so many energetic upgrades. And again, we can talk about Schumann resonance. We can talk about the geomagnetic. There's so many different things that we can talk about. We can talk about the new life cycles and the different cycles of the sun, the flares, so many different things that we have integrated. A different level of peaking and tipping awareness in the collective consciousness. So many things have come together. So now we find ourselves after this big 888 portal, after that energy of Leo season and everything, and we come and we're sitting down into this energy, and it's really being integrated all the way down to a very quantum, to a very molecular, to a very wow DNA that you didn't even know you had will begin and already has began coming online. You'll notice, lots of clairs. You'll notice lots of light language activations. You'll notice lots of creative activations, lots of healing abilities, lots of things flourishing in this way. People making career shifts. People coming out, oh, I didn't even know so-and-so did that. Yeah, she has a whole business now. Or people showing up at, you know what I'm saying? Lots of life change is going to become very evident. All the things that have been integrated into the collective for the people who are open to receive and doing their healing self-awareness journey. Do you know what I'm saying? And have contracted to be in agreement on a certain timeline. It's such a huge, and what happens is we all anchor that down then into this timeline, into this ascending 5D Earth grid, and it's a ripple effect in the different soul tribes and the different collectives in the cosmic mind. Do you know what I'm saying? The work that we do on this level for ourselves, and then we continue to show up, it ripples out through the collective consciousness. It ripples out through the community. It ripples out through your soul tribe, however it is at this time that you're divinely connected with them. Right? Like a beehive, like a you know what I'm saying? The vibrational frequency starts to hum differently as we are doing our work in Virgo season to bring these codes, these activations, these, I'm hearing memories. I'm hearing things that have been in the DNA, things that have been in the light body, things that have been in what they call the junk DNA, things that have been in different parts of your cells. It's like pinging a certain vibration, ping, and then boom, it's like a trigger. Do you know what I mean? It makes me think of like a sleeper cell agent who was waiting to hear just that word, and it's like, boom, I'm online. You got me, I'm online. That's how we're going to start seeing. That's how I feel it. What else do we have going on? Oh yeah, Mercury is, when is that? That's tomorrow. Mercury will, when is it? Yes, Mercury's, sorry guys, Mercury, I'm trying to look at this chart. Mercury's going to go back into Virgo. Hold on. Do I have that set? My bad. Let's ignore that because I think that's set for August. Anyway. Point is, Mercury Virgo energy is even helping us better align from the crown all the way down to the root chakra, all the way into the Earth star. It's like grounding this clarity down. You know, we always talk about with Virgo season, it's about wisdom, it's about discernment, it's about grounding the energy down, what needs to come, what needs to go, to make space for what needs to leave so that we can continue on the integration. And then, yeah, as a final reminder, you know, we are in eclipse season, so the new moon walked us into eclipse season. We'll now be working our way up to, I think it's around like the 17th, right? We're going to have a full moon in Pisces. So that is going to be really in activation for Saturn in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces. We will continue to process, like, it's just divine timing and it's part of the plan. You have to let the shit go. You just have to let the shit go. You have to let the person go. You got to release your grip on that toxic family. You can't keep going back there. You can't keep going back there. You can't keep going back there. It's not meant to be. We're progressing onward and forward, okay? Let's read. What else, though? Excuse me. I hope you are enjoying the Venus and Libra energy, though. But yeah, I'm not really... Spirit just really wanted to impress upon us. Yeah, definitely still big Jupiter and Gemini energy as well. Is helping us with that. It's just a huge level of things coming down through the crown chakra, coming down through the soul star chakra and being integrated into the body. Lots of light, lots of energetic information, lots of remembering, lots of cell, all the way down to a microscopic, very quantum DNA level. You can think maybe like sacred geometry being woven into your cells. This is the work. If you feel, please respect yourself and honor your body and honor your mind. September may feel like it's moving really slow. And if you don't feel like massively, ridiculously multitasking, just don't. Everything is divinely timed. You always have everything that you need exactly when you need it. You're a divine sovereign being walking through this universe. You're not going to be without. If you need to slow down, if you need to rest more, if you need to sleep more, if you just need to move literally like slower, meditate more, or even, sitting still more out in nature and listening to beautiful music or binaural beats or singing bowls or whatever the case is, feels effective as a good energetic cleanse and energetic alignment. I would definitely encourage that. All right, number 50, 12th house introspection. Let's read together. I love how she does this. If your chart were a village map, I love it. If your chart were a village map, the 12th house would be a quiet place. Spirit, come on in right on time. Were we not just, I know you know. I know you heard. The sun is in the 12th house just after sunrise. A time for prayer and meditation, for dreaming our deepest dreams. The 12th house is your inner child's world, both containing the fairyland into which you might escape and the monsters that live under your bed. Action, introspect. This situation is complex, so learn what's going on behind the scenes before you act. Look for private motives, hidden enemies, surprise angels. Take time alone to develop an idea or listen within. For me, this is coming through as like the whole learn what's going on behind the scenes before you act. It's very much like understand the way that this energy is being integrated within you. For sure. Take time alone. Developing ideas, listening within. Yes, very, very much the Hermit card. The 12th house speaks of both who you are when no one's looking and the fact that your fate is inextricably linked to every other sentient being. Work with this metaphor. We are all cells in the body of the divine. It's essential that you take care of yourself, your individual cell, and honor who you are. Yes, but you must acknowledge that you work within an organism, i.e. your family, your culture, your community, your soul tribe, we could say, right? Which operates within the body of all creation. Why is this connecting us? Why am I thinking Pluto and Capricorn? Capricorn very much being like, body. We have Uranus and Taurus, earth, fixed earth. We have Pluto and Capricorn, more earth. We're in Virgo season. It's very earthy. It's very much like, yeah, it's just very much in different ways. I'm hearing the planets are helping us connect and disconnect and reconnect to what we to kind of like how the energy moves through our body, what energy we are or are not corded and connected to, and where the light lands. I hear it like this, where the light lands in your body, but also then how you reconnect with other people's energy after that. Both realities are clear and true. You do exist independently, and you are part of the collective. It's just a perspective shift. It's impractical to get lost in oneness, whether in spiritual bliss or over-identification with your group and neglect your individual health, but it can be spiritually painful to feel stuck in the isolated single-cell mindset. Spiritual practice can help you find a healthy midpoint between a disconnected, lonely state and a state of connection. Connection to one another, to a cause, or to the divine. Grounding helps you return to your personal path. Challenges. It can be hard to find a healthy place between feeling subsumed by a group and dwelling in a stunted isolation. The 12th house asks you to face your fears. In quiet moments of prayer, meditation, and creative bliss, feel that deep connection to source and know you are not alone. Very beautiful. I think we have to learn how to reconnect with self and to reorient this energy before we can kind of back out and see the whole of how we will then reconnect with others. And that's quite a process right now with so much powerful energy. I love to see all of the different lines and imagine how, you see different sacred geometry. You see, of course, the sacred geometry in each chakra. You see the different levels of the circles of the wheels, the moon cycles, the planets. It's very interesting how it's all moving and we're being realigned and reoriented, right? It's really powerful. There's so much sacred geometry embedded in this. You know what? I want to read Solar Calm before we close out, because it's all about like clarity, clarity. And I think that's a really important part of what we are receiving. Oh, dang. How did I do that? I went to the wrong page. Okay. So let's read. Solar calm, clarify. When the sun is calm, with few sunspots or solar flares, its steady energy is quiet and soothes any turbulence in our solar system. The volume is turned down on all other aspects of your astrological chart. Let me just tell you now, it's not a solar calm type of year. So it's very interesting to be drawing this card, but this could be more, I'm hearing your personal sun, which would be like your crown chakra. Solar calm, your personal sun. The volume is turned down on all other aspects of your astrological chart. Telescopes see farther into space. People tend to search for the metaphysical. Plant growth slows down on the earth, but the arts and creative process often blossom. This could be a time frame we're getting ready to shift into. Politics tend to be opinionated but quiet. Attitudes more entrenched. It's a hard time to start a revolution. This is definitely not the time we're in right now. But again, we are being prepared to shift into that time soon. Or this just could be a time that is going on within us, within our own mini personal sun, which is connected to, our grand sun and the multiple grand central suns. Action. Just appreciate the deep, energizing quiet of this time. Work for steady progress and play the long game. Listen to your muse and support the arts. Take a creative approach and work towards positive change within the systems that are now in place with a gentle, steady pressure. Find like minds and grow those deep connections. Listen to the quieter voices that are not usually heard. Whether this is the whispering voice of your intuition or the subtle voice of the introverts or the underrepresented. In romantic relationships, hold hands and look for places of quiet refuge together. Build relationships now that will help you to manifest needed changes when the tide turns and the sun activates. Challenge. It's not time to push ahead or spark a change. See, I think this sits well with this whole introspection energy during Virgo season, especially during this week where we have all of this energy, especially the Pluto and Capricorn, Uranus retrograde, because we've had such a crazy, like literally since the total solar eclipse in Aries, even a little bit before that, it's just been activation. Because, you know, we've been talking about this all year. It's going to be 8-8 portals all through the year with that heightened peak of that 888 portal. And now technically, calendrically, I don't know how to, sorry, I was thinking, how do I explain this in a bridged way? And there's really not, because we have to dig into numerology together, and then we have to explain different calendrical systems. But basically, the frequency of 8 is still even extending into the month of September, but it's more like about integration into the body. And then rippling out and how you kind of reset your space. It's a very big rebirth. It's a very big new beginning. But if it makes sense, once again, I'll say it's not like a spring cleaning type of new rebirth. But it's like making sure that you are ready to store from the harvest. That you're ready to be efficient and sustainable from the harvest you're receiving, okay? Let's continue to read. Challenge. It's not a time to push ahead or spark for change. If you try to motivate practical change in your life or try a totally new approach, it can feel like trying to light a match in the fog. Be patient and the fog will clear in time. Gift. Meditation helps. Turn down the noise of the outer world and listen with clarity to the knowing within. Let go of the details of the story and feel the call to spirit, to connection, and to the interconnectedness of all existence. In this quiet clarity, you can see far away to the distant stars and come to understand the overarching patterns. Very beautiful. All right, I love this energy for us, and I think we all, really need it right now. So I hope you stay grounded, take good care. I'm going to continue over here doing my move. So send me all the good vibes. It's going to be fine. It's going to be all right. I've had bigger and more crazy, chaotic times. So this is all good. It feels like a good cleanup, shift around, reset. And I think it's very well supported. Perfectly timed for Virgo season. Yeah. And even though I have a lot of events going on, a lot of creative opportunities happening, it's kind of chill. It's very like just go with the flow that each day brings. Don't overexcite the energy. Don't ridiculously exhaust like your nervous system. And what's crazy is I have an Aquarius stellium in my chart, and I have huge Uranian energy all throughout my natal chart. But it just feels chill with Uranus in retrograde. In Taurus, it's like okay, Spirit is showing me many lightning bolts, many towers on a quantum cellular level, because you're being restructured. In a way, the Spirit's like, it would be hard for us to show you because it's so quantum, and because your perception of the quantum realms is not quite concretely formed enough to really be able to understand. But I don't know, Spirit's like, watch Ant-Man. Have you watched it? Okay. If you understand how fucking quantum craziness is, crazy quantumness is what I meant to say, well, just watch it. I would just say go out there and see. There's also like little winks and nudges in Doctor Strange as well. But a lot of things are being restructured with this Uranus and Taurus. Is very Uranian energy. And remember the previous full moon in Aquarius, that super blue moon. And then we had the two blue, the other blue. Anyway, we had all these whole sequences of full moons. Break the contract, restructure, release, reform, Capricorn. And then we had that boom, that big super full moon in Aquarius, that blue moon. It was like the final big, huge push of the light coming through, very cosmic, very stellar, very galactic. And now we settle it all in a very quantum way. The macro all the way down to the micro. Think of mitochondria in the cell. Right? Think of junk DNA that we thought would never be activated, but now we're kind of in like this bottleneck time of survival that is very much not like a physical evolution, but a very spiritual evolution. Think of your DNA activations happening in this way for this reason, right? Rippling out through the collective conscious mind, right? And so we've got to bring all of this down through the body. But you can't just do that immediately with humans. Spirit says it like this. That way it would be like circuits frying, like I'm hearing fry the circuit board. The circuit board is fried. We can't do it like that. So Jupiter, I really think walking out the remainder of Jupiter and Gemini, mental expansion, mental prosperity, new learning, new ideas, new connections, new people, shifting things around, making sure that the soul tribes get together with each other, because we have these similar cosmic consciousness. It's like a similar galactic DNA, even though we weren't born in the physical DNA. Spirit is showing me like this. It's like, we've got to get you reconnected in the ethers. Hold on, guys. I stay knocking over this passion flower. I'm about to put it on some candles today, though, too. So, yeah, so stay grounded out there. Know that as you sleep, a lot of things are going on astrally, and a lot of things are happening in the energetic bodies and the emotional bodies. And know that, give yourself permission to move a lot slower, okay? I'm always going to tell you to be outside with your shoes off and doing meditations, but this is a huge season for it. And ask, Spirit is saying, vocally ask your team and higher self, your spirit guides, your, you know what I'm saying? Your divine spirit team who works for your highest and best good, always closest to the light, closest to love, closest to prosperity, abundance, wealth, and health, right? Ask your spirit team, help me. What's the best way that I need to integrate this energy right now? Set the intention, to be actively integrating, actively settling things and restructuring things, all the way from a macro cosmic to a microcosm level, all the way down to the cells and the DNA. Guided meditations are great, but really just a lot of grounding, okay? Spiritual baths would be really great during this time. Salt baths, to kind of release what energetically doesn't need to stay, and it will go on and be recycled back into the earth. So, yeah, you guys take good care. I'm going to continue to walk through this week, being patient, being grounded. I'm sending you so much love, okay, until we get connected again soon. I'll talk to you guys later. Take good care. Love you. Bye.